Hi, it's Craig. I just want to read something really quick. I'm on Facebook on a lot of political groups, and I write stuff up sometimes. And I just want to read what I wrote. I just thought it was pretty good. I just thought it kind of put a perspective on things because people in the U.S. they don't watch foreign politics at all. They don't watch foreign news, is what I mean. So they really don't. My impression is they really don't understand what's going on in the world. So when you come out with these disinformation and misinformation campaigns through Twitter generally, Facebook, there's definitely some fake accounts as well. People don't pick it up because they don't understand how the world works. So I'm just going to put a comment here that I wrote once, and I thought it was pretty good. Uh, Russia's economy is the military. If you watch Al Jazeera, you'll see Palestinians getting killed. If you watch I-24 Israel, you'll see Israelis getting killed. If you watch TRT World, which is Turkey's English channel, you will hear that the Syrian rebels are good because they're supported by Turkey, Israel, and the US. And if you watch RT America, which is a Russian propaganda channel, or Sputnik Radio, which is another Russian propaganda channel, which are in English, you'll hear Ukraine is bad, the president of Syria is good, which he's not, and he's supported by Russia and Iran. If you watch Ukraine news through Euronews or Sky News or Channel 4 UK or France 24 English, you'll see Russia bombing civilians in their apartments and blowing up the electrical grid, hoping they can freeze people to death in the winter or starve them. Okay, that's what a war crime is. All right. Russia just bombed their grid. They got a million people that don't have power. If you watch Deutsche Welle or DW, which is Germany, you'll see China cutting underwater internet cables uh, with a Russian captain committing sabotage, which is what happened. It's a Chinese ship with a Russian captain, and they drag their anchor along the bottom of the ocean and they cut two internet cables. Why? Because this is all sabotage. This is hybrid warfare. They're either testing the waters or they're trying to see how far they can go. The Chinese are deeply burrowed in the American telecom systems right now, and they can't get them out. So not only are they in there, but they can't get them out. Okay. This is all hybrid warfare. So when we go to war, it's like they're going to click the button and shut off the water supply, or the water treatment plants, shut off the grid. I mean, Russia already tested this on Ukraine years ago, and they shut off Ukraine's grid. I mean, people need to wake up. I mean, for whatever reason, this is not in people's face. Okay. I mean, I'm very much about Russia. In addition, Russia has the same playbook with Georgia right now. Okay. Georgia's a country right by Turkey. What's going on in Georgia is Russia did a disinformation and misinformation campaign and voter fraud on a widespread scale. And they got their guy in, and now their guy, I don't know if he was a prime minister or the president, but he's like the top guy. Georgia wants to be in the EU because they don't want to be slaves to Russia. Russia wants to take them back, be a satellite country where the people are oppressed. So, what's going on is Russia got, if you can't take it by force, you take part of the government. You have the government that's pro-Russia. So now the president or prime minister of Russia, I'm not really sure. I should get some clarification on that. So they're going to suspend negotiations with the EU because Georgia wants to be in the EU. So now there's riots every night. Okay. That's exactly how Ukraine started. That is exactly how Ukraine started. Not only that is Russia invaded Georgia years ago, and I think they still occupy about 20%. All right. It's exactly the same playbook as Ukraine. In addition, in Romania, they also have a high level guy running for government. I think they're calling him the TikTok electee or something like that. I don't know if he's elected yet, but anyway, he's pro-Russian. They want to get in somebody into government who is pro-Russian so they could pass all Russian policies. And what's the driver of all this? Social media. Social media. Okay. They put out a lot of false and misinformation that benefits Russia or China or Iran. It's specifically on Twitter. I feel like you really can see it the most. Um, and they're trying to change the minds of people. In America, we don't have that problem because Russians, there's a little infiltration in our government, it looks like, but not like Georgia, for example. And the people know it. Okay. That's why we're not protesting here in Georgia. They know that Russia is trying to take over their country through taking over the government. Same thing with Ukraine. Russia did take over the government. I think it was by 2014, and I think it was Lukashenko. I get the name a little bit off there. I'm not really sure. But anyway, they put their guy in as prime minister and he looted the country, and that's when all the riots started. I think that was about 2014, and I think that was um, the Orange Revolution, and the candidate running for prime minister or whatever it is over there, prime minister, president, kind of interchangeable. Um, they poisoned him. Putin poisoned him. He was a handsome guy running for president, and all of a sudden he had his face was all disfigured. That's because Putin poisoned him. So people don't follow um, the geopolitics. So you can put out a lot of information, and they don't know if it's right or if it's wrong. They might trust the source. It might be Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's out there saying Zelensky's a bad guy, starting to World War III. I mean, it's just disgraceful. I mean, it's absolutely disgraceful. They're getting bombed. Ukraine is getting bombed. They can't stop the war. The Russian military is whatever it is, 10, 20 times the size of Ukraine. Ukraine can't stop the war. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And people don't know that. So that's my rant in the morning. I hope you could follow it. Uh, but I figured I'm pretty upset about a lot of the misinformation, and I felt that YouTube would be the outlet to do it. And maybe I can keep people informed, and I appreciate it. So I'll talk to you soon.